Why beginning a video is so hard? I don't know what to say. But anyway, today I decided to talk about language exchange, like what apps and websites I try to use for it. So little side note, my main target language now is English, so for me it was quite easy to use some not language related apps to find someone to talk in my target language. So maybe some of the apps I would talk about will be not helpful for you, but anyway, I would just talk about my experience in that. So the first website I tried to use for language exchange was Tumblr. At first I tried to search by different pen pal tags, internet friend tags, because there are some people who prefer not snail mail, but they write in the post that they wanna friend to exchange emails or to talk through social networks. So also I found a lot of people who write that they're interested in different cultures and they'll be glad to maybe teach few words from their language and learn some new language. So but for me, many of them was not in such languages I would like to learn now. So I found few people who I'll talk to, but I don't think this is the best way to find someone to language exchange. Also, the huge problem for me was the age, because a lot of the people in such posts write like they want to see people only from, for example, 14 to 16, from 15 to 18, and I'm like, I'm just 21, I'm not a creepy old person. But anyway, by the way, for pen pals there are some specific blogs where you can post your information or find someone. And I think now the biggest blog is Penship. Also probably teenage pen pals, but I'm not sure. I'll maybe link in the description. Also, by the way, you can not only search for pen pals, but also on Tumblr there are a lot of posts with that language exchange, and even there are blog language partners where you can post about yourself, what languages do you know, what languages do you want to exchange, and maybe someone write you. This blog is not so active, but I think I received like 3 messages when I post mine, so it's also a nice way to find someone. I don't know, maybe Russian to English exchange is too specific, but I didn't find like a lot of people, and some posts which like interested me was like year old, so it wasn't so great for me, but such way still be good helpful for someone. And also while I search on different language blogs on Tumblr, I found few websites for language exchange, and I decided to try them out. And first one was languageforexchange.com, and I definitely don't recommend this site. I will put here the video from my mobile, but in mobile version from browser, search don't even work. So as I remember from desktop version, you can put the countries, prefer gender and age, and search someone for language exchange, but interface is very bad, it's very hard to use. I remember when I started to use it, I immediately get like 5 messages, but the interesting thing about messages is that when someone writes you, the dialogue immediately opens, and this message is labeled like you read it, but like I have another 5 people to answer, and I want to write something meaningful and grammatically correct to them, but other different persons started to think that I'm ignoring them and starting to write more messages. It was insane. So as I remember, there was a lot of people who acting not like they want to get language exchange, but like this a dating website, and I didn't really like it. So I tried the next website. It was HelloLingo, and I definitely like this website more because interface is more pleasant. Also, the nice option which I like a lot is that HelloLingo has group chats. So if you're too shy to message directly to someone, you can just go and talk in group chat. Also, if you can't find a person like directly for language exchange, for example, if I can find someone who knows French and wanna talk into Russian, I could just go to the French chat room and speak in French to different people who maybe don't interested in Russian, but they like to talk in French. So I think it's very nice, and I found quite a few people who was very nice, and I spent a great time talking to them. So I could recommend HelloLingo for language exchange. Next kind of app I tried to use for language exchange was Amino. I can say that I like this application a lot because it has huge problems with interface, definitely, and the desktop version is even worse. But anyway, it has a quite large community and it has a lot of groups. But talking about language learning, I found one language community, but it's quite dead. Probably I was the only person who posted in the last few months, or almost only person. So if you have a Mina account and you know some more active language related groups, you can recommend me something. But also there is Study Namina. It's not like only language related, it's related to studying in general, but in application version you can type, for example, language name like French or Spanish, and it will show you some related posts, and so you can find like people who just learn that language or people who learning this language as a degree. For example, there were a lot of posts like what language should I learn next, and it was a nice way just find some language learning just while scrolling the feed, but such post was closed because a lot of people post them without explanation, and users thought that it's not great, and it's just like spam in the feed. And but anyway, it also has the public chat rooms, and in last week I see at least 3 chat rooms in French where people all really speaking in French. I can say about other languages I didn't interested, but anyway, you have a chance to find something. Other interesting app I tried to for like language exchange was pen pals. The idea is that you creating a message, you can maybe attach some photos and you just sending it in the nowhere. You don't know who will receive your message before someone replies to it, and also you can receive different messages from other people, so you can randomly get messages all over the world. But of course it's not a really great way to find a language exchange if you are not learning English, if you're learning other languages, because you get messages absolutely in absolutely random way. But if you bump into someone from a country where your target language is spoken, you can try to speak to them in their language. So, but of course, you will increase your chances if you send a lot of messages and if you learning quite popular languages like, I don't know, Spanish or maybe some Asian language. So, moving back to special language related apps is Tandem, and I really love this application, and you can search just for language exchange partner, and you can search for tutor. and I think its interface is great. The only thing that confused me is the beginning. After you fill in your profile, you should like select a topic to talk about. I don't know, maybe it's a problem with Russian translation of the application, but it was looking the structure of the page looking like I'm starting the public chat with the topic, and like someone could write me, and it really confused me because I didn't know what topic to choose and what I want to talk about to strangers. But as I see later, when I finally did it, I dropped the registration of it first time in this moment, and I came back to application maybe in a month. Later I saw that it was just the one sentence in your profile when people search when people search for language partners, they see this sentence in a list in your profile, like a welcoming message. I don't know, maybe it's just problems with translation in my app, I don't know. In general, I really like Tandem, and also that they have voice messages, it's really great. Oh, I know, I forgot to talk about one other application. I also use Telegram for language exchange. I found few posts with links on few public chat rooms for different languages on different levels. Now I currently only use beginners French chat room. I don't really write in it, but sometimes I just scroll through the messages and read them and write and translate some phrases which catch my attention. But I also know that there was voice chats for some languages where you can exchange audio messages, and I think it's also really interesting idea. If I'll find the Tumblr post with all the links, I'll also put it in the description, but it was really long time ago, so I'm not sure. I think the old project's called Polyglot Network. I will check it out. I'm not sure, I just forgot about this app when I write down my list. So I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful for you in any way. I would like to talk to you next time, and so goodbye.